Hi, I'm Chris Odom. I'm the creator of Open Transactions and the co-founder of Stash. In the last video, we started talking about how at Stash, we believe that Bitcoin is going to change because certain innovations make it inevitable. And we focused on Stash identity, how it gives us messaging and a single universal payment address across all chains and privacy for blockchain payments. Now I want to show you how Stash transactions are going to offer more functionality to Bitcoin and other blockchains. Now, if you look at this screenshot here, you can see that this Stash wallet is paired with the Stash Node Pro, which is our introductory hardware device. Everyone knows the Stash Node Pro runs a Bitcoin full node, and if you've paired with your Stash wallet, it gives you a red or green light. Soon, we'll enable deposits as well. As you see here, the wallet has a balance on its paired Stash node. But there's a lot more functionality hidden inside that we're going to continue exposing inside the Stash wallet. Let me give you a few examples using our desktop application, Stash Toolkit. Now first, let me point out that some testnet Bitcoins have been deposited onto this Stash Node Pro, 0.493 test Bitcoins. So when any Stash wallet receives Bitcoins, it can actually receive them directly onto its Stash Node Pro that it's paired with. The Stash wallet can also use the Stash node for uploading blockchain transactions to the network and for looking up addresses on the blockchain. This sort of thing is otherwise a major privacy leak. Many Bitcoin wallets out there use publicly available servers for these kinds of lookups, but your Stash node is your own, and your phone communicates with it privately over Tor. Now, you can see that I have 4 blockchains running on this Stash Node Pro. I have Bitcoin Core, Bitcoin Testnet, Litecoin, and Litecoin testnet. If you saw my last video, then you know we have Bitcoin Cash as well. And one benefit of these blockchains is that you can run colored coins on top of them and use that to issue any other currency or unit type that you want. You can see, for example, I've issued some test dollars for us to play with. Stash is currency agnostic because our software is based on open transactions, which itself is a financial crypto system based on unforgeable signed receipts to protect against fraud. And I received some of these dollars through an open transactions check instrument. In fact, here's the check deposit receipt. Right here. And here is the original signed check. There's the signature at the bottom. As I said before, these Stash instruments are unforgeable. Instead of a check, how about an invoice? A payment request to another user, or how about even a recurring payment plan? Pay me regularly. Maybe have an initial payment. Go to a dollar account. So I have an initial payment of $1 beginning in 1 minute. And then a recurring payment of $2 beginning in 2 minutes and then repeating every 1 minute for 3 payments. Now, as you can see in my sent box, I already sent a payment plan to Alice and she activated it. It already processed through. So if I go to my active agreements page, we can see these payment receipts when these payments were made. You can double click and see the receipt yourself. The signature at the bottom. And the final receipt when the plan completed and it's no longer active. I can actually delete these receipts since the Open Transactions crypto system is able to prove its balances and which instruments are valid without having to store a history of all the receipts. We call this destructible receipts. Now you don't have to delete your receipts, of course, but the crypto system doesn't need them to prove its current state. You can see there are still more Stash instruments like Exchange and smart contracts. You can run these yourself on your Stash Node Pro instead of using a regulated third party, and that way avoid a lot of regulatory hassles. By the way, that's another example of how we believe Bitcoin is going to change, but we'll have to save those for another video.